Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to render this kitchen. This is our final rendering, and this is our preview in DeFi Render. Before I redo the rendering, I want to show you all the lights I'm using. So first we will have a HDR environment, and then we have a background image with emissive material. And the main light source of our scene is these two rectangular lights, and the rest is just straight light in the ceiling and in the cabinet. So let's start from scratch. The first thing we need to do is start DeFi Render. Create new project. Create new scene and save. Okay, let's adjust the camera first. Select 2-point perspective, 3:2, and then change our navigation mode to fly mode. Change the movement speed to 1, and then adjust the view. Update. Now we can zoom out and see the environment. Change to orbit mode. This is the default environment, but I'm not using any of this. Let's just delete the terrain first. And go back to the scene. Go to Effect and turn off auto exposure and lower the exposure. And update the scene. And then go to Environment and use HDR. I want to use a custom one, Pure Studio 6. And we can update. It's time to create our main light. Create a rectangular light outside the window. Resize to make it bigger than our window. Let's increase the radius of this light. And then copy one more inside the window. It's too big now, let's resize it. And change its intensity to 15. So we will have two rectangular light as our main light source. And then we need to turn on the sun. Click on sun. And change the sun radius to 10. And adjust the direction using custom. Change its attitude to a lower value like 15 and rotate the sun. As we can see right now, the sun cannot go through the window because the background image is blocking the sun. So we need to update the scene first and select this background image and click on this option, and then the sunlight can pass through this background image now, as you can see here. And now let's go back to environment and adjust the sun direction. Update the scene. Create some strip light in the ceiling. Change its intensity. And also change its color temperature to a warm color. And resize. And then copy this strip line and rotate 90 degrees. Copy another one. And then we need to create some strip light under this cabinet. Change its color temperature to a warm color and intensity to 100. Let's move it to place and resize this strip light. Now we can copy it and put it here. If we want to see the light physically, we can also turn on the show light shape. So we will see this strip here. Also do the same for this one, show light shape. Let's resize this light and copy one more here. There's a glass, so let's select the glass and change its color to pure white and change its opacity to 0. Let's place this light. Okay, copy one more. And then another one. we can select those three lights together and group. Let's select the down light in the ceiling and change this material to emissive material and change its intensity to 50 and select a warm color. Also select the background image. We want this background image to be emissive, so turn on emissive. And select temperature and use intensity like 20. And this is all the lights we need. Now go to Effect and adjust exposure. And then suppress the highlight exposure. So the brightest part of our image will be darker. And also increase the shadow exposure. So the darkest part of our image will be brighter. Adjust the contrast. Also change the white balance. We want a warmer tone. And adjust the saturation to 0.1. That's too much. And then we need to apply a lot. Select Custom and we want to use this one. You can download the link from my Patreon. Select this one. Intensity is too strong now. Let's decrease it to a proper value. Okay. And update the theme to save all those settings. As we can see right now, the strip lights are too strong. Let's change its intensity. And also select this one, change to 50. Now we can start adjust our materials. Select the ceiling and change its roughness to 1. And select the cabinet and change its roughness to 1. Also this one and change its roughness to 1. And select the floor and change its roughness to 0. We want a glossy finish. Select the fridge and change its roughness to a lower value. Select the marble countertop and change its roughness to 0. Select this one and change its roughness to a low value. Also, it's too dark now. Let's change its brightness. Select the handle and change to metallic and roughness to 0.3. And change its base color to a brighter color. And let's select the panel here and change its roughness to 0. Go back to the view and select the rice cooker and change its roughness to a low value and increase the metallic. select the plate and change its roughness to 0. And select those plate too and change its roughness to 0. And select the strip here, and it's too dark now. Let's change its value. And change this one roughness to 0. Also change this one to 0. Select the handle and change its base color to a brighter color. Right now it's too dark. Also do the same for this one. Change its base color map brightness to a brighter color. Select this panel and change its roughness to 0. Go back to the view. And select those bottles. And this will be glass, and we will change its opacity to 0 and base color to a pure color. And copy this material and apply it to this one. Also to this one, and this one, and also to this one, and also to this one. And select those kitchenware, and let's make it stainless steel. Increase the metallic to 1 and roughness to 0 and change its base color to 0. Okay, that's it. We can change this to metallic too. Change its roughness to a lower value. And select this panel and change its roughness to 0. Also, let's use the glass and apply it to those glasses. And select the cup and change its roughness to 0. Go back to the view. Select the window frame and change to metallic and roughness to 0.3 and base color to a brighter color. Okay, much better. And select the faucet and change to stainless steel, roughness to 0. And select the basin and change to metallic, roughness to 0.3 or 0.2. And it's too dark now. Let's change its color. Change its brightness to a brighter color. Go back to the view. Select the bottles in the cabinet. And change to glass and opacity to 0 and base color to a pure white, so it will be clear glass. And copy its material. Apply it to these 2 bottles and these 2. Go back to the view. Right now this part is too dark. Let's change its color to a brighter color. Okay. And also change its roughness to a lower value. Let's copy the material here and apply it to this one. Go back to the view. And also this This part is too dark. Let's change its color to a brighter color. Go back to the view. Adjust the exposure. And update. We can see the strip light is sticking out in here, so we need to adjust the size. Let's just move it to here. And select this dark material and change to a brighter color. Also do the same for this part. And this. Let's select the lights in the oven and change to emissive color. Go back to our view and also change its color temperature. Now let's export. Select 2K and export. And this is our final rendering. Right now it's a little dark. We can adjust the exposure. Let's go back to D5 and adjust the exposure. And update and export again. Okay, this is our final rendering. If you want, you can fine-tune the materials and the light settings. That's all for today. If you find this helpful, you can support me on Patreon. I see you next time. Goodbye.